Grace and peace, everyone. Grace and peace. We're back. All right, check on the screen. My channel has not been hacked. I need you just in the comments section right here, looking at this young lady that's on the screen right now with no context, no clarity, not even unmuting the video. What do you think her job is? What do you think her profession is? Just put it down in the comment section. Keep it nice now. Keep it nice. But what would you say her profession is? Just looking at this, hey, Jason, without context, without knowing a whole bunch of stuff, I think she works in this particular industry. Tell me what is the job that this young lady has that you think she has, at least? Just looking at this, looking at her right here, what would you say would be her job? I don't know if you saw the title. I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but I didn't see this one coming. So let's talk about it. All right. Athens tax preparer. That's right. She's a tax preparer sentenced to prison for filing $3.5 million in false returns. Yo, I'm going to say this again. And I've said this before. Yo, that stimulus money, that PPP money that came from the pandemic, that stuff has done more harm and has put more people in jail than I think anything else before. The crack epidemic, gang warfare, whatever. Teletubbies, I don't care. I feel like the pandemic and the PPP loans, those stimulus checks, all that stuff, there are more people in jail because of that than I can ever imagine. A tax preparer who admitted to filing $3.5 million in fraudulent tax returns tied to multi-state investigation of what? Pandemic unemployment benefits scheme in which she received a percentage of the ill-gotten gains, was sentenced to serve 8 years in prison for her crime. Jessica Crawford, 34 years old in Athens, Georgia, was sentenced to 96 months in prison to be followed by 5 years of supervised release by the U.S. District Attorney Tilman Tripp Self the third. That name is wild. U.S. District Judge Tilman Tripp Self the third on May 8th. Crawford previously pleaded guilty to one count of wire fraud and one count of aiding and assisting in preparing and presenting, that's a lot of ands, false income tax returns on November 22nd of 2024. There's no parole in the federal system. Okay, that makes sense. That's why she got 5 years of supervised release. There's no parole. Okay, gotcha. Federal law enforcement uncovered a large-scale tax return scheme during the pandemic that was costing taxpayers while benefiting fraudsters, said acting U.S. Attorney C. Chanel Booker. Alongside our law enforcement partners, federal prosecutors will continue to uphold the law and pursue justice in these cases. Jessica Crawford used her position as a tax preparer to defraud the U.S. government through a CARES Act program intended for those unemployed because of the pandemic, said Atlanta Field Officer, Assistant Special Agent in charge, Lisa Fontenette. In addition, she continued her theft of taxpayers' money by fraudulently filed tax returns on behalf of her clients. The sentencing Crawford received should serve as notice of unscrupulous tax preparers that IRS criminal investigation special agents and our law enforcement partners will continue investigating and holding them accountable for their unethical conduct. This is so crazy. So wait till you hear how she went about it. It was bonkers. Jessica Crawford lied and took advantage of funds designed to help those who were truly in need during the pandemic, said Paul Brown, special agent in charge of the FBI Atlanta. They asking everybody and their cousin. Nobody's getting quoted twice here. The FBI and our law enforcement partners will continue to identify and hold accountable anyone who defrauds taxpayers. According to court documents, the statements made in court, FBI agents investigated a multi-state unemployment benefits scheme conducted during the pandemic, discovered text messages between individuals, including in a scheme that Crawford, a tax preparer with Crawford Tax Services in Athens, Crawford filed a pandemic unemployment assistance PUA benefits on behalf of those individuals who had created fake businesses or submitted false information to fraudulently obtain benefits. In return, Crawford received a percentage of the ill-gotten gains. And that's kind of why I wanted you to see how she was flexing to start, because a lot of this looks like this was money that was feeding her fronting on Instagram, doing it for the gram. She was doing it for the gram, doing it for the gram. All right, let's keep this game going, Jason. Internal Revenue Service criminal investigation agents executed an undercover operation at Crawford's business in April 2022. Listen to this. As part of the continued investigation, the undercover agent met Crawford to have taxes prepared. The Crawford asked if the undercover agent, UA, did anything on the side. At first, the UA responded no, but Crawford said that expenses could be deducted if he did. And the UA said that he mowed his aunt's lawn sometimes, which Crawford said was good enough. Yo, my man said, look, I cut my aunt's lawn. And she said, that is good enough. Wait till you see what she did with this. He just said he cut his aunt's lawn. Let's just say he cut it twice a month. Okay, just cutting just to take care of his aunt, right? The undercover agent did not provide any income or expense accounts. Still, Crawford created a Schedule C business for landscaping on the undercover agent's federal income tax return based solely on that interaction. Crawford prepared a Form 1040 and filed electronically, including a fictitious Schedule C loss of $19,373 and claimed an earned income tax credit and a child tax credit and a qualified business income deduction, which were affected by the fraudulent Schedule C loss. As a result, the undercover agent's return claimed a fraudulent federal income tax return of $12,359. Wow. So just imagine if she was getting, let's just say, 10% of that. Imagine she was getting 10% of that. And for easy math, let's just say that's $1,200. And each month, and that's not including whatever she charged to actually do the work, right? But she, said, hey, bring me off a little bread here. Let's just say it's $1,400 because they threw $200 in for her to do the taxes. She does that 10 times a month, 10 times a week rather. I mean, that could be pretty nice. Wow. The FBI completed a statistical review of 1,261 total tax returns filed by Crawford in the tax year 2020 and 2021. Okay, so let's just, for easy math, say that she did 600 a year. And let's say that she's averaging about this right here. So she did 600 returns in 2020 during the pandemic. So she did 600 returns. And then she, let's say, got $1,200 for each return, just on average. I'm sure it's probably going to be less, or it might be potentially more. That's $720,000, just that alone. So each year, let's just say for the whole thing, so for both years, 2020 and 2021, she potentially, just quick math, is $1.4 million just for those 2 years of doing this shady shenanigan math right here. Of these, the IRS determined that Crawford fraudulently filed tax returns on behalf of her clients, resulting in losses to the IRS exceeding $3 million. So they say that so clearly she got more than what I was even saying. From falsely claimed Form 7202 credits for sick leave and family leave, tax credits, and independent care credits. The case was investigated by the FBI and the IRS criminal intent, CI. Good gracious. This is still just amazing. Criminal Chief Leah McGowan prosecuted the case for the government. Wow. So this young lady has, at 34 years old, she has thrown her whole life away. So she's not going to be able to pull this off. She's not going to be able to get back into this field. So whatever she was getting, whatever she was making to be doing this, she's probably never going to do that again. Unless something very different happens. She's cooked. She's cooked, as the kids like to say. She is cooked. But what did y'all think? Do y'all think that this is reasonable? You think it's fair? You think it's okay? I mean, this is very similar to what Doge was doing, looking for waste, looking for money that's being spent wrong. And I think this was a perfect example. I mean, they found her and they prosecuted her properly. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Appreciate you so much. I'll leave the link to this article in the description as well, so you can check it out. So thank you so much for liking the video. Thank you so very much to the new subscribers. All of you all have really been blessing this channel. I want to say thank you so very much. We're getting so much closer to 50,000. I cannot wait to celebrate with y'all. So thank you again. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.